What the Rich Teach Their Kids About Money, a financial book summary. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book by Robert T. Kiyosaki. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki compares two father figures. His biological father, highly educated but financially struggling, and his friend's dad. No formal education but wealthy and financially free. This book challenges everything we've been taught about work, income, and success. Let's break down the 7 most important lessons. Each one can completely shift your financial future. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Instead, they make money work for them. Most people are taught, go to school, get good grades, find a secure job, and climb the ladder. That's the mindset of Poor Dad. But Rich Dad flipped that on its head. He said, the moment you realize that working for money will never make you rich, your financial education begins. Here's the trap. If you always trade your time for money, you'll never be free. Rich Dad taught Robert that the goal is buying assets that make money while you sleep. Lesson 2. Financial education is more valuable than a degree. Robert's poor dad had degrees and titles, but when it came to managing money, investing, or understanding taxes, he was lost. Rich Dad didn't finish high school, but he went out of his way to study what he thought was important when he found the time. Business structures, real estate, cash flow, market cycles. Studying these things gave him the knowledge to grow his wealth. What's the difference? One had academic knowledge, the other had financial intelligence. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities, the number 1 rule of wealth. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. The middle class gets this wrong all the time. They buy things they think are assets, but they're really just expensive liabilities. Your car? Liability. Your house? Usually a liability unless it produces income. Real assets include rental real estate, stocks that pay dividends, and online businesses. Wealthy people prioritize acquiring assets, and they use those assets to buy their toys. Lesson 4. The middle class buys liabilities they think are assets. Most people upgrade their lifestyle as soon as their income increases. They get a raise and buy a nicer car. They get a bonus and move into a bigger house. This is how the poor and middle class get stuck. Earn, spend, repeat. While the rich earn, invest, reinvest, then spend. They have a completely different mindset. Instead of buying a new car with cash, use that money to buy a dividend stock and let the dividends cover your monthly car note. Lesson 5. Your job is a starting point, not the goal. Most people think job security equals financial security, but in reality, true security comes from having control over your income. Rich Dad taught him, use your job to fund your investments, not your lifestyle. Work your 9 to 5 if you need to, but use that money to build an online business, invest in real estate, or buy into an index fund. Invest in yourself by learning new skills that generate income on your own terms. Lesson 6. The rich use corporations to help protect their investments. Here's a powerful strategy that rich people use, and most others don't even know about. Employees earn, get taxed, then spend. The rich earn, spend through their company, then get taxed on what's left. Rich Dad used corporations to deduct expenses and pay less in taxes. You can start a simple LLC and begin thinking like a business owner, not just a worker. Lesson 7. Repetition and risk-taking. Build financial intelligence. Poor Dad feared failure. Rich Dad saw failure as feedback. Robert learned to start small businesses as a kid. Take smart risks. Analyze his wins and losses. He says, the more mistakes I made, the more I learned. And the more I learned, the more money I made. If you want to build wealth, you have to practice. Read books, start side hustles, try investing, build an audience, and learn by doing. Here's a recap. Stop working for money. Prioritize financial education. Buy real assets. Don't mistake liabilities for wealth. Use your job to buy freedom. Learn the tax and business game. Take risks, fail fast, and grow smarter. Which of these lessons hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Grab the full book from our link below. Subscribe for weekly wealth-building book summaries here on Cash Flow Reads, where we turn pages into profits.